As the stock market stumbled toward 8,000, broker Gib McCarron felt as if he were in a Halloween horror movie come to life.
This was a disease that really had spread throughout the financial body, if you will, and you were treating it in so many areas. You didn't know where it was going to metastasize next. Seeing 20% evaporate in the course of a week takes you back to the worst horror stories that your parents had told you about from 1929.
Well, fear is a real emotion.
And fear was in most investment hearts when they saw, live on TV, those numbers on the Dow tumbling like a plane's altimeter in free fall.
And let's face it, it's detrimental to spend too much time staring at the screen.
Wake Forest professor Rob Bliss believes that fear is understandable when the stockholder looked like the last person the government was looking out for.
The way the government came into AIG and the way the government came into Bear Stearns and Freddie and Fannie and wiped out the investments of people that had already invested, that reduces the attractiveness of equity investing by the public. If the firm is important enough to bail out, you need to have an attitude of we're partnering with the firm to help them out of the situation and not go in and say we're going to punish them.
But what scared investors was how quickly some businesses and banks just disappeared. Take Wachovia, for example. These guys practically invented the conservative banking model right here in Winston-Salem. But what brought this company down was not just some bad investments, but an accounting rule called mark-to-market, which is designed to pinpoint a company's exact value in a point in time, which is fine. But
it triggers all sorts of effects that are undesirable.
Here's how it works. Say a bank lends someone $100,000 for a mortgage. But a year down the road, the housing market says that home is worth $80,000. The bank needs to adjust its books to show that loss of $20,000. It marks the loan to the market of right now. But multiply that loss by $500,000 or so, and your bank is in real trouble because it has to come up with cash to cover those losses. Did that stringent accounting bury an otherwise great bank?
Wachovia's essential problem was they bought some really bad assets.
Turned out to be the wrong bet at the wrong time.
The mark-to-market is just a messenger, saying the stuff that you bought is garbage.
In Wachovia's case, some bad mortgage companies like Golden West Financial. The Bryan Business School economics dean, Stuart Allen, says, don't blame the accounting.
If you don't mark down security values, you're not quite sure what the value of the balance sheet is. But of course, if you do mark them down, there's going to be some securities that are going to be marked down at fire sale prices that aren't reflective of their true value.
The accounting rules tightened up after Enron cooked its books to hide its losses. But the new rules have problems of their own for companies like Wachovia.
This is the difference. They would have taken losses on them over the next few years rather than taking losses very quickly.
Imagine if your credit card company allowed you to pay off your bill over time unless your bill went over, say, $50,000, and then you had to pay it off immediately. That's similar to what the accounting rules did to banks like Wachovia. Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.